Desertification overview for your revision. So we're going to look at what desertification is, the causes of it, and then the strategies to reduce it. So desertification is the process of the land becoming infertile, and it could have eroded over time. Your areas that are at risk most are areas that are on the fringes of hot deserts already. So your areas of the Thar Desert, that borders of it, the fringes of it, the Sahara Desert, they are at risk of desertification. So your cause of desertification, you've got overgrazing, and I haven't put overcultivation on there as well, but that is a inappropriate use of farming. So that's caused by an increase in population. The population is rising in certain countries, or globally it is rising. So, for example, India and the Thar Desert. We are going to need more food. That could be animal or that could be crops. Sheep and cattle and goats overgraze vegetation. So they constantly are eating it. Farmers have not been educated properly on how to deal with this. So they're constantly eating the grass, eating the vegetation, and they don't give it any time to replenish, which causes the soil to erode. You've also got deforestation, or the removal of wood. So developing countries, so we're thinking our LICs, our NEs, are at an increase in your population, again, which needs for a greater need for fuel wood. We need the wood for fuel, which means we clear the trees, which weakens the soil and makes it more vulnerable to erosion. There's no roots no longer holding the soil together. There's no nutrients being added, which causes the soil to erode. You've got population growth. As mentioned above, you could argue in an exam that population growth is one of the biggest causes of desertification because it leads to more overgrazing and overcultivation. It leads to us chopping more trees down because we need the resources. Due to job opportunities, like in mining and tourism, that's also going to put pressure on wood. It's also going to put pressure on the water sources that they do have in those desert areas, which dries the land above. And then climate change. We know our planet is getting warmer. We know we are having more droughts, periods of no rainfall. The rise in global temperatures and dry regions and deserts is increasing. For example, rainfall has decreased or reduced by 50% in the past 50 years in these areas, which means that the land becomes eroded, becomes dry, becomes more vulnerable, therefore causes desertification to happen. You have certain strategies, though, that they are using to reduce it. So the opposite to deforestation is planting more trees. The roots, we've discussed this when we did tropical rainforests as well, hold the soil together. They bind it together. And then the leaves and branches act like an umbrella to protect the soil below from the heat, and it also provides shade for the animals. You have magic stones or rock walls. That is when it does rain, it basically traps the water and it can be directed to farmers' fields to irrigate their crops. It's a really cheap and appropriate technology strategy to use because it requires just the rocks and the mud, and they put it together as a little wall and they can move it as they wish. It does require the community to work together though. And then water and soil management. There is a special plant called an atriplex, which has adapted to living in the desert. It can survive those really hot temperatures because those plants have roots which hold the soil together, so it stops the risk of erosion, but it also provides grazing for sheep and for goats. In addition to, it encourages other plants to grow because it adds nutrients to the soil, and the more nutrients there is, the less likely it is to erode. That was a really quick overview of desertification. You need to know what desertification is, the causes of it, and then also the strategies to reduce it.